We get calls all the time from companies who used to have great SEO traffic or search engine rankings in Google, and now they're nowhere to be found. Or they've gone from page 1 of the Google search results to page 4 or 5, and their business is seriously suffering. Typically what happens, or what we find, is that by the time a company comes to us, because it's been several years since the Penguin and Panda updates have hit, they've been really working hard on trying to undo those. And so the reason that Google called these updates Panda and Penguin is because those are black and white animals. And so there's black hat SEO, which is basically tricks and all the things that people used to do to deceive Google. And then there's white hat SEO, which are things like we do, which is basically have the best information for the problems and the questions that your customers are searching for. Help Google index your content and help them find the right information, because Google wants to give the best information to their customers. So that's called white hat. So Panda and Penguin were a fun way to take a stab at the black hat versus white hat people. And so for years there were companies that were cheating the system, they were manipulating it, they were doing all kinds of hacks, like throwing up thousands of fake websites and then pointing them all back to one, that were working for a number of years. And those companies were doing very well. Now, your company may be legitimate, but you may have hired an SEO firm that, whether you know it or not, did a number of these black hat tactics. And so over the course of many years, your rankings have fallen, or even worse, they fell overnight, which happened to a lot of people. So what we're finding is, and what people come and tell me they're doing, is they're basically trying to undo all the work that got them in trouble, thinking that once they undo all the bad work, that their high rankings will be restored. But this is crazy, because over the course of like the last 3 years since these major updates, Google has started to reward new things. Not just what they were rewarding before, and not just penalizing these black hat tactics, but they've changed the game entirely. It's much more about having the best information and the best answers to your customers' questions. Like I said before, it's a really simple game. Google wants you to type in a question and in one click get exactly the right answer. So it floors me to see people spend years with putting all of their efforts trying to undo the bad links or make a couple tweaks, because that was what got them to the top in the first place. And they're completely neglecting all of the things that they should be doing, and then only after they've pulled their hair out and they just feel like they can't find success do they actually come to us and say, can you help us do this? So I want to equate this to what it's like when you're very young. When you're a teenager, you can be a little bit active and you can pretty much eat pizza every single day, and you're always going to have ideal energy, and you're going to be at your ideal weight. And then you get a little bit older, maybe you get into your 30s and your 40s, and you're eating the same things and you're doing the same thing, but you just don't have the same energy, and you don't have, you're starting to pack on the pounds, right? And so if you just tried to do exactly what got you to the ideal weight and energy levels when you were 15 and you're 45, it's not going to work. It's a new strategy now. Things have changed. And so that's what SEO is like. So we focus on new things like developing really strong content, the way that we link that content together, the way that we interact with other websites. That's what you need to be focused on. Focus less on undoing what got you in trouble and focus more on what Google wants you to do. So if you're in that position where if you've suffered a loss of rankings from Panda or Penguin or whatever it is, just make sure that you're not spending all of your time focusing on the past and what got you there. Understand what's going to get you to rank today, which is better content, which is more focused content, which is interacting and linking with higher quality websites, organizing your website in a way where Google can quickly understand where things are placed within a taxonomy and under certain topics and categories. And that is what's going to get you back to the glory days of page 1 rankings. So I hope that helps. And if you're suffering and you're not sure how to fix it, then please reach out to us. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you about how to get your page 1 rankings back.